So now we are going to start with sum number 4, which is about preparing cash and discount column. No, not actually sum number 4, sorry, sum number 5. By mistake I said sum number 4, which is about preparing cash and bank columnar cash book of Riddhi. So as you know, we are supposed to write down a heading, cash book of Riddhi. For the month of May, yeah, the specimen is ready. We will directly start with the transactions. Opening cash balance rupees 4,000, opening bank balance rupees 6,000. You know very well how to write the opening balances. 2015, the month of May. 1st May, to balance brought forward, opening balance for cash it is 4,000, for bank 6,000. Next, on 2nd of May, goods of rupees 5,000 sold to Monica at 10% trade discount. Monica issued check for necessary amount, which is immediately deposited in the bank. Goods have been sold to Monica, yes, and she has given check. If we are selling goods to Monica, of course we are going to receive amount, yes. So on 2nd of May, to sales account, check is received and hence the amount will be recorded in the column of bank. 5,000 at 10% trade discount is 4,500. I think now I am not supposed to mention each and every calculation. Yeah. Rupees 2,000 paid towards salary and rupees 100 paid towards brokerage by cash. This is payment. So on payment side, 2015 May, the date is 4th. What is paid? Firstly, salary is paid. So by salary account, it is paid in cash. And 1,000 is for brokerage. The word paid indicates that this is to be recorded on payment side. ₹1,000 for brokerage. Next, on 6th of May, rupees 3,000 withdrawn from bank for personal use. So the journal entry for this is drawings account debit to bank account. Yes, amount is withdrawn from bank, that means on payment side by drawings account. Whenever the amount is withdrawn for personal use, it is written as drawings, yes, and it is withdrawn from bank. So the amount will be written in the column of bank, 3,000 on 6th of May. On 10th of May, goods of rupees 6,000 sold to Hiren. Hiren paid rupees 4,000 by cash and remaining amount is paid by check, which is deposited in the bank. Goods have been sold to Mr. Hiren. So obviously if you are selling goods, then the amount is received. Goods have been sold to Mr. Hiren for cash and the amount is received from the same person. So on receipt side, on 10th of May, to sales account, Yeah. He has given cash or check, let me see. Yes, has given 4,000 in cash and remaining the check. Total amount of goods sold is of 6,000. Out of which Mr. Hiren has given cash of rupees 4,000 and rupees 2,000 check. Yeah. Next, I think I should repeat this. On 10th of May, goods of rupees 6,000 have been sold, of which Mr. Hiren has given cash of rupees 4,000, and remaining, they say the check is given by Hiren. So remaining amount is 2,000, which is recorded in the column of bank, for which the check is received. On 12th of May, goods of rupees 5,000 purchased and the amount is paid by check. Of course, whenever you purchase goods, you are supposed to pay. So on the payment side, on 12th of May, by purchase account, goods are of rupees 5,000 and the amount is paid by check. Next, shop rent of rupees 2,000 paid by check. Again the word paid. So on payment side, on 17th of May, by shop rent in the column of bank, because the payment has been by check. 21st of May, goods of rupees 4,500 purchased in cash at 10% rate discount. Goods have been purchased, so one thing is for sure, that you are going to pay the amount. So this transaction will be recorded on payment side. So 21st of May, by purchase account, goods are of rupees 4,500, 10% for 4,500 is 450, and the net amount of goods to be recorded is 4,050 rupees. The payment is, they have not mentioned about it, so of course the payment is in cash. So 4,050. Next, on 24th of May, Karishma has paid 2,550 by cash towards her date. Karishma has paid. That means she has paid to whom? To us. So this is receipt for us and payment for Karishma. So on receipt side, we are going to write down the name of Karishma. The date 24th of May. Let us check the amount. 2,550 she has paid and we have received. Atma Kalyani has been paid rupees 1,200 towards full settlement of old account. Atma Kalyani has been paid. That means we have paid her. Yes? So this transaction will be recorded on payment side. Yes? So this side, let me check the date. 26th of May, 1200. How much is the amount? 1,200. See, understand the difference between transaction on 24th of May, the transaction says Karishma has paid. That means Karishma gave us. 26th of May, Atma Kalyani has been paid. That means the amount has been paid by us to Atma Kalyani. So 24th of May is recorded here and 26th of May is recorded here. The next transaction, please turn the page. 29th of May, Janvi issued a check of rupees 3000 which is immediately deposited in the bank. Janvi has issued a check. Who is Janvi? Of course not us. So the other party. Other party has issued check that is receipt for us. Yes, we have received a check from Janvi is what we can interpret from this transaction. And that check is deposited in the bank. So on receipt side, 29th of May to Janvi. Of course, amount in the column of bank. The amount is 3000. Last transaction on 30th of May, rupees 1000 cash deposited in the bank. So this is with no doubt a contra transaction, and as you know, contra transaction is recorded on both the sides of cash book while preparing columnar cash book with the column of cash and bank. Yes, it says amount has been deposited in bank. So what is the journal entry? Bank to cash. So on this side, to cash account, amount in the column of bank, how much? 1000. And in the column of LF, you will be writing C. Yes, as opposite to this, 30th of May, you will be writing by bank account, amount in the column of cash, C in the column of ledger folio, 1000 again. This is a contra transaction, I repeat, wherein bank and cash both the accounts are effective. Yes, and this type of transaction is recorded on both the sides of cash book with assigned C in the column of LF. Yes, it says it is deposited in the bank. So bank account debit to cash. Yes, cash goes out. So on payment side, it is written in the column of cash, 1000 goes back, is deposited in the bank. Yes, on receipt side, bank amount is received in bank, 1000 cash. Yes, this is the logic that we are supposed to follow. Otherwise, the trick that I have given, write down the journal entry and post on opposite side. You can follow the option whichever is convenient with you. Yes. So with this, I think we have completed this sum, and as I said, total I won't be teaching again and again because that remains same. So total for this sum you can do on your own. The total of debit side you will be doing, you will deduct the total of this side on last date of the month of May by balance carried forward, total on both the sides, and the closing cash balance becomes opening balance for the next month. Yes, so this is how you solve sums. This chapter is quite simple and easy, and with this here we have completed the topic of two columnar cash book with the columns of cash and bank. Previous to this we have done two columnar cash book with the column of discount and cash. Yes, further there is a two columnar cash book with the column of discount and bank or bank and bank. Yes, that we will be doing in the chapters ahead. So today that's all for now in this session. We'll complete the lecture here. We'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, stay home, stay safe and study well.